Hello and welcome to the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. My name is Issachar Bey. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I am excited about your future. If this is your first time joining us today, please let us know what city, what state, or what country you're listening in from. Also, I would need you to help us out by hitting the like button. And also, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to our channel. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I got a lot of feedback from last week, and I want to thank everybody. What I'm doing right now is I want to offer everybody the opportunity to have a consultation with me. I had quite a few consultations last week, and we were really helping people to get on place, to get in the right place at the right time, helping people to really find out where they are in their life and how could they join and put themselves in a better position. So what I would need you guys, what I'm doing for you guys is I'm offering a coupon code. If you look in the bottom of the description, for those that want to get a consultation with me, you're going to see the coupon code where you get 25% off. And then also, I'm also giving out a coupon code for my new book. So those that want to get a copy of my new book, there is 15% off coupon code that will be in the bottom of the description that you can use. I'm excited about your future. We're in the month of May. It's a very interesting month, the month of May. We're almost halfway through the year, ladies and gentlemen. Time is flying, and I think that there's no greater time than the present to put yourself in the best place, the best position to win, to manifest, to be all that you can be, to be the best version of yourself. And so I'm excited. I'm elated about that. And I'm just waiting for you to come into the consciousness concept of seeing yourself being, doing, and having all that your heart desires. I believe that the only person that can stop you from doing anything in this life is you. You're the only person that can stop yourself. And so I'm really excited about the future and what's happening in that. I have a few things I want to discuss today, so let's go ahead and get into our spiritual mind treatment. If you find a quiet place to quiet your thoughts, quiet your mind, I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. Again, take a deep breath and inhale and exhale. Once again, take a deep breath and inhale and exhale. I now recognize that there is only one infinite source, one divine supply, one eternal presence from which all blessings flow. This presence is not far from me. It is not outside of me. It is not hidden in the clouds, locked in the bank, trapped in the economy, or controlled by another person's permission. It lives, moves, breathes, thinks, creates, circulates, and expresses through me now. I release fear. I release lack. I release the old story that says money is hard to receive, difficult to keep, or impossible to multiply. I now open my consciousness to divine circulation. Money comes to me through channels I know and channels I don't know. Blessings come through people I recognize and people I have not met yet. Opportunities come through visible doors and invisible arrangements. The seen and the unseen worlds are cooperating for my good. I am not begging life. I am not aligning with life. I am not chasing money. I am becoming the consciousness through which money naturally flows. I declare right now money is being released to me from seen and unseen sources. Provision is being unlocked. Favor is being activated. Divine ideas are being downloaded. Resources are moving in my direction. The universe is not against me. Life is not withholding from me. God is not late concerning me. My mind is open. My heart is receptive. My hands are prepared. My spirit is aligned. And so it is, and so it is. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. I want to thank all of you for your support, your consistency. Those of you that continue to email us every week, and those of you that are helping us to grow our channel, to expand our viewership and our reach. We want to say we are forever grateful, and we thank you so much. I also want to thank those of you that support us financially by sending donations and helping us to expand and grow. I want to thank all of you. We do not take anything for granted. Today, I want to talk about money is being released to me from seen and unseen sources. From seen and unseen sources. It's being released. Money is not just paper. Money is not just numbers on a screen. Money is not just coins, contracts, customers, clients, checks, deposits, payments, transfers, sales, refunds, inheritances, commissions, tips, gifts, investments, or unexpected blessings. Money is circulation. Money is movement. Money is energy wearing a financial costume. Now, somebody said to me the other day, they said, we talked about unexpected, sudden money last week, right? And I had a few people reach out to me, and they said, why are you talking about money all of a sudden? Why are you focusing on money? And I said to them, Reverend Ike, the great Reverend Ike, says, money has ears. And I believe the more you talk about money, money begins to show up. When you ever start talking about somebody and all of a sudden they call you and you say, you know what, you're going to live a long time. I was just talking about you. When you start talking about money, money will show up. And when I say money is being released to me from seen and unseen sources, I am not merely repeating a cute affirmation I found on a refrigerator magnet. I am making an announcement to my own subconscious mind, to my nervous system, to my imagination, to the invisible laws of life, and to the field of the infinite possibilities. I am directing that supply. I am declaring that my supply is not limited to what my eyes can currently identify. That is where most people imprison their prosperity. They only believe money can come from the source they can see. They say, my job is my source. My paycheck is my source. My business is my source. My spouse is my source. My clients are my source. My family is my source. My tax refund is my source. My retirement is my resource. My credit score is my source. My bank account is my source. But I want to let you know something, ladies and gentlemen. The job is not your source. The job is a channel. The client is not your source. The client is a channel. The economy is not your source. The economy is the weather pattern. The bank is the container. Source is deeper than the channel. That's why when one channel closes, the fearful people panic. But the awakened people, because they understand what's going on, they understand that the difference between source and the channel. Life may be saying, stop worshiping the faucet and remember the reservoir. A faucet can break, a pipe can clog, a stream can dry up, but the infinite source does not run out. Money is being released to me from seen and unseen sources. What does that mean? I'm glad you asked. Ladies and gentlemen, that means I am open to visible income and invisible favor. I am open to expected payments and unexpected blessings. It means that I am open to ordinary channels and extraordinary arrangements. It means I am open to the client I marketed to and the person who found me through divine timing. I am open to money through work, wisdom, creativity, gifts, ideas, partnerships, royalties. Because the truth of the matter is this: life has more ways to bless me than you have ways to block yourself. Life has more ways of blessing you than you have ways to block yourself. But many people block money not because money hates them, but because their inner script is allergic to receiving. Their inner script is allergic to receiving. Before money is released into your hands, it must first be released in your mind. We talked about this last week. This is where the average person gets offended because they say they want money to appear in the outer world while keeping a poverty agreement in the inner world. They want abundance in the bank while rehearsing lack in the imagination. They want divine supply while emotionally bowing to fear. They want increase while still identifying with decrease. Your outer financial world is not just showing you what you have, it's showing you what you have accepted, tolerated, expected, feared, believed, practiced, and normalized. Because if I say everything is happening to you and nothing is moving through you, then I have made you powerless. But if I tell you that your consciousness participates in your financial experience, then I have handed you your keys back. A person can receive $10,000 and still have a $10 mentality. The money will pass through their life like water through a cracked bucket because the money arrived, but the consciousness was not renovated. That is why some people can get a raise and still feel broke. They get more money, but keep the same fear, the same emotional spending, the same avoidance, the same lack, loss, and limitation. The same belief that money is always leaving, always hard, always late, always never enough. Listen to me carefully, ladies and gentlemen. Money responds to identity, not magically in a childish way, but in a lawful way. A person who identifies as abandoned will misread opportunity. A person who identifies as unlucky will ignore the evidence of favor. A person who identifies as broke will keep proving it even when money enters. A person who identifies as unsupported will reject help because help feels suspicious. A person who identifies as unworthy will undercharge, overgive, delay, hide, and apologize for wanting more. So, the first prayer is not God, give me more money. The first prayer is God, enlarge the vessel that receives it. Because if the vessel is too small, overflow becomes overwhelming. Some people are not ready for more money because they have not become the person who can hold more money without fear, guilt, or self-destruction. Money is not just a blessing, it is a responsibility. Money reveals your relationship with power. Money reveals your relationship with trust. Money reveals your relationship with boundaries. Money reveals your relationship with discipline. Money reveals your relationship with desire. Money reveals your relationship with receiving. Money reveals whether you know how to say yes and whether you know how to say no. So when we affirm money is being released to me from seen and unseen sources, we must also affirm, listen to me carefully, I am being prepared to receive what is being released. I am becoming emotionally stable enough to hold the increase. I am becoming spiritually mature enough to steward overflow. I am becoming mentally disciplined enough to multiply provision. I am becoming bold enough to stop shrinking about abundance. Consciousness is not just positive thinking. Positive thinking can be perfume sprayed over fear. Consciousness is deeper. Consciousness is your inner operating system. It is where you believe without trying. It is what you expect when nobody is coaching you. It is what you feel worthy of when nobody is clapping. It is the emotional climate you live in every day. You cannot merely decorate a poverty consciousness with prosperity language and call it transformation. You must rewrite the script. You must sit with old beliefs and ask, who taught me money was hard? You got to ask yourself the question, who taught me rich people were evil? Who taught me I had to struggle to be spiritual? Who taught me wanting more made me greedy? Who taught me survival was my ceiling? Who taught me that my gifts were not valuable? Who taught me to feel guilty for charging? Who taught me to expect disappointment? Who taught me to be more loyal to lack than liberation? Because many of us are not dealing with money problems, we are dealing with inherited financial theology. Somebody preached lack into us without a pulpit. Somebody taught us that struggle was holy and that poverty was humility and that wanting better was pride, that money was suspicious, that wealth belonged to the other people, and that we should be grateful for crumbs. Why calling it character? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this. Money is not my master. Money is not my savior. Money is not my identity. But money is welcome in my life as a servant of divine purpose. When we talk about seen and unseen sources, we look at the seen sources. And the seen sources of how money can come into your life are through the visible channels. Those visible channels through which money can come through your life can be your business, your job, your clients. It can be your customers, your products, your services, your consultants, your books, your lectures, your courses, your investments, your partnerships, your contracts, your invoices, your emails, your social media, and your intellectual property. Some people become so spiritual that they become sloppy. They want God to bless them, but they do not want to build a channel. They want money to be released, but they have not created anywhere for it to land. You know, I want to say this too. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's anybody listening to me today, the email to contact us is in the bottom of the description. And you're in a position where you cannot open a bank account, please reach out to me. We can get together and I can get you straight so that you can open up a bank account, because you got to be able to be in a place to receive money. And I'll say this: some of you may be on check systems where you may have had a bank account before and you got into some issues, or some problems, and so now you're on a list where they don't allow you to open up a bank account. If that's you, just reach out to me privately. It's between me and you. We'll get you set up and straight to where we can work with you so that you can go ahead and open up a bank account. But everybody should be able to open a bank account. If you can't, just reach out to me. You have to have a place for the money to go. You cannot pray for the harvest and refuse to plant it. If money is going to be released through the seen sources, you must respect the practical plane. You must build vessels. You must create containers. You must offer value. You must show up. You must communicate. You must sell. You must make the offer. You must follow up. You must improve products. You must increase your skills. A person who says money is coming to me but has no offer, no system, no service, no skill development, no communication, no financial tracking, no courage to be visible is not practicing prosperity. They are practicing spiritual avoidance. Seeing sources require participation. You can't just affirm abundance while hiding your gift in a cave and expecting the world to send a search party. Visibility is part of prosperity. I'll say that again. Visibility is part of prosperity. Many gifted people are broke because they are invisible. They are gifted but quiet, powerful but private, anointed but afraid, skilled but inconsistent, deep but disorganized, creative but unclear. They want money to find them, but they keep changing addresses in the marketplace. If you have a business, can people understand what you offer in 10 seconds? If you have a service, can people clearly see the results? If you have a gift, have you packaged it? If you have wisdom, have you turned it into a product? If you have a message, are you speaking it constantly? If you have a calling, are you treating it like a calling or a hobby? A seen source is not just something that gives you money. It is a seen source is something you build with intentions so money has a lawful path. This is where many spiritual entrepreneurs may miss it. They want clients, but they do not want to make clear offers. They want sales, but they do not ask. They want visibility, but they post once and disappear for 2 weeks, like Mercury retrograde in their discipline. You must stop treating your destiny like a side chick. Money likes movement. Money likes clarity. Money likes circulation. Money likes value. Money likes confidence. Money likes consistency. If you confuse people, you lose money. If you hide, you delay money. If you undercharge, you dishonor money. If you overgive without boundaries, you lack money. If you refuse to track it, you mismanage money. If you're fear asking, you block money. Spirituality is not just affirmations. Spirituality is alignment expressed through action. So when I declare money is being released to me from seen sources, I'm also declaring I will honor my visible channels. I will build clean containers. I will communicate my value clearly. I will stop hiding from people assigned to be blessed by my work. I will stop being allergic to selling. I will stop confusing humanity with invisibility. I will stop waiting for permission to prosper. Sometimes money is not flowing because your channel is outdated. You're trying to receive a 2026 blessing through a 2014 structure. Your gift may be current, but your system is old. Your message may be powerful, but your presentation is weak. Your knowledge may be deep, but your offer is unclear. Your calling may be divine, but your technology is a little dusty. Your value may be high, but your pricing is timid. You cannot keep praying for overflow while refusing to update the vessel. Seen sources are visible channels. Unseen sources are invisible arrangements. This is where someone mentions your name in a room you were not in. This is where an opportunity appears because of a conversation you did not hear. This is where strangers become a supporter. This is where a delay becomes protection. This is where a closed door reflects you to the right one. This is where money comes through a refund, a gift, a settlement, a forgotten account, a new client, an unexpected invitation, a divine idea, or a connection that seems to come out of nowhere. But listen, nothing comes out of nowhere. It comes out of the unseen. The unseen is not empty. The unseen is pregnant. Everything visible was once invisible. Everything that's visible was once invisible. It had to move from the intangible realm in order for it to be tangible. Everything starts in the invisible realm, the intangible realm. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that's always going to be the secret of life. The secret of life. You know, when I do consultations with people, man, one of the first things I do before I get into the reason why they come in to see me is to see the hand that they were dealt. Everybody needs to understand the hand that you were dealt in life. Because if you know the hand that you were dealt, you would understand yourself better. And once you understand yourself better, you will know why you are the way that you are, why you think the way that you think, why do you talk the way that you talk, why do you move and operate, why do you feel the way that you feel about life. And you'll understand yourself so much better because when you understand who you are and you have a level of self-awareness, it makes you very powerful because in that knowing, you have an arsenal of tools and an arsenal of gifts and talents that you discovered you had. And so I don't just show you the hand that you were dealt. We sit down and discover how can you win with the hand that life gave you. Because, ladies and gentlemen, that is the secret of life, how to play the hand to win. Everybody's been dealt a hand in life. And believe it or not, some hands may be better than others. But it doesn't matter how good or bad the hand that you were dealt is. It's how you play that hand to win. How do I play that hand to win? And so it becomes a strategy section. You know, it becomes you know, look, you know, in life, I've noticed that some of the most successful people in life are the people that had the roughest times or the very difficult planetary alignments, I would say. And they seem to be the most successful because life challenges them to move. It challenges them to overcome. It challenges them to make things happen and to work and to grind and so we look at that and we look at the expressions of how life unfolds. But I believe that once you know who you are and you understand the way that the cards have been dealt to you, you're now in a position to where you can see how things happen. I had a woman come to me. I'll say this real quickly. And she came to me and said, she says, I want to move. And she gave me the particular place that she was going to move. And she asked me, she says, Issachar, I need a consultation with you. I want to move to this place, this particular city and state, and I want to know, what do you think about this? Is this a good place for me to go? I want to know how it's going to work out for me. And so one of the things that I looked at was that she was moving to her Venus line. Venus is the planet of love. It's the planet of romance. It's the planet of great artistic elegance, presentation. It also rules money too. But being on your Venus line is great because it's a great time to enjoy life, to have fun, to meet people, to socialize, to have friends. And so we looked at it, and I said, yes, this is a great place for you to move to. And what was so interesting about her coming to me at that time was that not only was she moving to her Venus line, but she was getting ready to experience her Venus return. Venus was coming back to the original place that it was at the time of her birth. So she's moving to a Venus line to have a Venus return. I thought it was going to be absolutely phenomenal. I mean, we were able to look at some other things, but she would have never known that had she not come to me. And I was able to give her insight on how to maximize that moment. How can she maximize that moment? How can she take that moment and allow herself to be, exalted and to enjoy it and take the fullness of that moment? So we had to look at that. And it's something about information and knowledge. Now, knowledge is not powerful, ladies and gentlemen. Applied knowledge is. Because if that woman who came to me for a consultation and I was able to give her that insight, if she does nothing with that information I gave her, then it's just knowledge. But now if she takes that information, that insight that I gave her, and she applies it to her life, that knowledge that I gave her now becomes power because she applied it to her life. And if she applies it to her life, it will change her for the better. And so that's why self-awareness is everything, ladies and gentlemen. Being able to understand who you are, being able to understand that you can be who you want to be in life. You can do what you want to do in life. It's so amazing how we live in a time where you can be who you want, you can do what you want. It's almost like the world is a living drama. I can be, when we look at these movies, we look at our favorite actors who can play multiple roles. But we can do that in real life, ladies and gentlemen. You can be who you want to be. You can live where you want to live. But I think the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding of who you are, the timing, the cycles, those different things matter so much. They matter to us. They put us in a great understanding and a great concept of ourselves. I think that's unbelievable. So it's great for us to move and to grow. And so it's imperative that we do that. And that we understand the significance of what happens when you do that. So when we talk about the unseen and the seen, I think it's very critical that we understand everything comes from the unseen. Everything starts from the invisible realm. The house that you live in was once an idea. The business that you just started was once a thought in your head. The book that you wrote was once a whisper. The relationship was once a possibility. The opportunity was once an unseen arrangement. The money was once a movement in consciousness before it became a deposit in the account. The invisible world is the womb of the visible world. Your imagination is invisible, but it shapes your choices. Your belief is invisible, but it influences your behavior. Your expectation is invisible, but it colors your perception. Your confidence is invisible, but people feel it. Your fear is invisible, but it leaks through your decisions. Your faith is invisible, but it gives you endurance. Your intuition is invisible, but it warns you, guides you, and positions you. The unseen world is always speaking, but the untrained mind dismisses it because it cannot put it on a spreadsheet. A spreadsheet. We're not using the unseen sources, ladies and gentlemen, as an excuse to be irresponsible. We're not saying do nothing and money will magically fall through the ceiling. No. We're not saying that. What we're saying here is that the unseen sources often activate through seen obedience. You feel an intuition nudge to call somebody. You feel guided to post something. You feel drawn to create a product. You feel a sudden idea for a title. You feel led to follow up. You feel moved to attend an event. You feel prompt to act, to offer, to write, to record, to launch, to teach, to release. And so the unseen speaks through nudges, but if you ignore the nudge, you may miss the channel. Many people ask for signs, then disobey the instructions. The unseen source may not look like what you expected. Sometimes money comes disguised as an idea. Sometimes money comes disguised as a problem you know how to solve. Sometimes money comes disguised as a person asking a question. Sometimes money comes disguised as a skill you have been neglecting. Sometimes money comes disguised as a book you need to write. Sometimes money comes disguised as a conversation you almost canceled. Sometimes money comes disguised as criticism that sharpens your offer. And sometimes money comes disguised as a loss, that forces intervision, that forces re-envision. Some of you ask, where is the money? But I would tell you to ask, where is the instruction? Because instruction precedes release. You know what? Money, Reverend Ike always says, money is supposed to be circulating at all times. Money is circulating. It's the power of circulation. Money is like blood. If it stops circulating, the body's in trouble. If money stops circulating, your financial body becomes unhealthy. Circulation does not mean throwing money away. Circulation does not mean financially irresponsible. Circulation means money has movement, purpose, direction, intelligence. Money should come in. Money should be assigned. Money should serve. Money should multiply. Money should support. Some people only know two movements of money: receive and spend. You must learn how to receive, save, invest, circulate, give, build, protect, multiply. Money is not meant to sit in fear. Money is not meant to leak through impulse. Money is not meant to be worshipped. Money is not meant to be ignored. Money is meant to be governed. You know, when I watch billionaires and millionaires, and I been around quite a few millionaires. Um, you watch their patterns. You watch how they think, how they. You watch how they think. You watch how they move, how they operate, their levels of consciousness, how they move. We learn how to be stewards of money. A good steward does not hoard out of terror. A steward does not spend out of emotional emptiness. A steward does not give to be seen. A steward does not invest blindly. A steward does not pretend numbers do not exist. A steward says every dollar that enters my life has an assignment. This changes everything because when money comes to an unconscious person, it gets absorbed by chaos. But when money comes to a conscious person, it gets directed by purpose. Money without a mission becomes mischief. When you do not tell your money where to go, your impulses will decide for you. Some people punish themselves with money. They say, I can't enjoy anything until everything is perfect. But perfection is a moving target. You must never learn scared, sacred. You must never learn sacred enjoyment without financial self sabotage. Buy the flowers, but do not burn the field. Enjoy dinner, but do not eat your destiny. Take the trip when aligned, but do not vacation on borrowed anxiety. Bless yourself, but do not betray your future self. Circulation is wise movement. Ladies and gentlemen, money is being released to me from seen and unseen sources. And when it arrives, it finds order. It does not panic. When money arrives, it does not find chaos, it finds command. When money arrives, it does not find a child playing rich, it finds a good steward building legacy. You I'll say this, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. You do not just want more money. You want a transformed relationship with money. You want money to come without fear. You want it to stay without guilt. You want it to grow without confusion, move without shame, serve without becoming your master. Many people say they want money, but they are not good receivers. They can give, they can help, they can serve, they can pray, they can work, they can sacrifice. But when life tries to bless them, they straight. They say, "Oh, you don't have to. That's too much. Oh, I feel bad charging that. Oh, I don't want to ask. I don't want to be a burden. Oh, I don't think I deserve that. I'll just take whatever. I don't need much." If you cannot receive a compliment, how will you receive a client? If you cannot receive help, how will you receive support? If you cannot receive rest, how will you receive overflow? If you cannot receive a payment without guilt, how will you build wealth? Receiving is not greed, receiving is agreement. You are agreeing that life is allowed to bless you. Life is allowed to bless me. Some of us were trained to survive, but not to receive. But if you're the one that's always carrying everyone, you may secretly believe love requires exhaustion. Then when money comes, you do not let it support you. You immediately use it to rescue, prove, compensate, or overextend. You must heal that part of you that only feels worthy when you are suffering. You are allowed to receive without bleeding first. You are allowed to receive without tragedy as an entry point. You are allowed to be supported without collapsing. You are allowed to have money without apologizing. And so when we come to the fact that it flows easily through you, maybe the evidence of mastery will bring us to understanding our value. A singer does not apologize because singing is natural. A healer does not apologize because insight comes quickly. A strategist does not apologize because they see patterns fast. A teacher does not apologize because wisdom flows. An artist does not apologize because beauty moves through their hands. Your gift may feel easy to you because you have lived with it your whole life. But for somebody else, it is the key that they have been praying for. Stop discounting your divine design. Money comes, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the things that I love about this. I've always used to say this before. Money comes from the north, south, east, and the west, but it also comes from above, below, within, and beyond. The north represents structure, discipline, strategy, and long-term building. Money released from the north comes through order. This is money that flows because you become consistent. You organize your business, you track your finances, you created systems, you respected time, you made wise decisions, you became dependable. The North says build the foundation. The South represents passion, visibility, warmth, attraction, relationship, and emotional magnetism. Money released from the South comes through connection. People feel your energy. Your message has fire. Your work has heart. Your presence becomes memorable. The South says, let your soul be felt. The East represents new beginnings, ideas drawn, inspiration, and fresh opportunities. Money released from the East comes through innovation, a new product, a new post, a new conversation, a new offer, a new platform, a new strategy. The East says, begin again with courage. The West represents completion, harvest, reflection, wisdom, and relationships that mature over time. Money released from the West comes through previous seeds, old clients return, past work pays off, former connections resurface, delayed payments arrive. The West says nothing aligned is wasted. This is where money comes from. Then there is money that comes from above, divine ideas, heavenly inspiration, spiritual downloads, grace, favor, and timing. Then there is money from below, ancestral strength, land, resources, deep roots, accumulated wisdom, what has been buried but not lost. Then there's money from within, your gifts, your mind, your courage, your imagination, your voice, your skills, and your resilience. Then there's money from beyond, channels you cannot predict, people you have not met, doors you did not know existed, arrangements beyond your current map. This is why Your affirmation must be bigger than your current evidence. Do not limit supply to what is currently visible. So I wanted to give you that today, ladies and gentlemen, because when you operate in this mindset, you'll begin to understand that favor is currency. Favor is one of the unseen sources. Favor is when life opens doors that effort alone could not open. Favor is when your name travels further than your feet. Favor is when people remember you at the right time. Favor is when timing bends in your direction. Favor is when one connection collapses years of struggle into one conversation. Favor does not mean you avoid preparation. Favor opens doors. Preparation determines what you do when you walk in it. Some people pray for favor but are not ready for exposure. The doors open and they are disorganized. The opportunity comes, they have no offer. The person asks, how can I work with you? And they stutter because they never built the container. When favor arrives, your price is ready. Have your link ready. Have your message ready. Have your calendar ready. Have your product ready. Have your boundaries ready. Favor plus preparation becomes acceleration. Favor plus confusion becomes a missed moment. I want you to declare this, ladies and gentlemen. My name is being mentioned in rooms where my gift belongs. People assigned to bless me are finding me. Opportunities aligned with my purpose are locating me. I am prepared for the doors that open. I do not fumble favor through fear. You do not become arrogant because life blessed you. You become more responsible. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to give that to you today. I wanted to give that to you today. I decree that money is being released to me from seen and unseen sources, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I want to thank everybody for helping us. If you think this message is great and you're saying, listen, I know some people that need to hear this, hit the share button, copy the link, email it to it, text it to them. Let them know we're here every Sunday, same place, same time. Those of you that want to get a consultation with me, you can go ahead and look in the bottom of the description. Make sure you use the coupon link, the coupon code, to get 25% off. Also, if you want to get a copy of my new book, a 365-day astrological compass, I also have a coupon code in there that you can get 15% off. Click on the link. Those of you may say, you know what, brother? I love what you're putting out. I want to support you. I want to support everything you're doing. I want to be a financial blessing to you. I want to help you grow and expand your community. If you look in the bottom description, there's 4 ways that you can give. And so we are extremely excited about that. And I want to thank all of you for your continued success. I want to thank everybody for your opportunity and everything that you do to help us. And so we are forever grateful. We are forever grateful for everything that you guys are doing. I want everybody to listen to this message again. Begin to apply some of the stuff that we talked about today. Money is being released to me from seen and unseen sources. I want us to walk with this mantra, this affirmation this week. And I want you to constantly repeat that into your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, the more you talk about money, the more money will begin to show up. The more you talk about money, the more money will show up. But it ain't just about the money showing up, ladies and gentlemen. What are we going to do when the money shows up? So I want you to listen to this again as we begin to work with this. I'm excited about your future. I am, as I said earlier, my books are open this week. If you want to go ahead and get that consultation. Also, listen, anybody who's listening and you're saying to yourself, we're talking about money, and unfortunately, you don't have to be embarrassed. You're not able to open up a checking account because of some things that happened in the past, and you need to get your business straight. My email is there. It should be the Temple of Enlightenment, and then that Temple of Enlightenment at Gmail. It should be our email. Email me. Let me know what your situation is so we can help you. Because you need to have an account, checking account, savings accounts. You need to be able to have those accounts. So if you are in that position, maybe you're on check systems, maybe you're on different situations where you can't open up an account, reach out to me. We have resources that we have that can help you so that we can get you up and running so that you can have an account. So when you receive your money and your money comes through seen and unseen places, you have a place now to put your money. You have a container. So we want to be a blessing to you. Please reach out. I want to say this one thing. Your destiny is not a matter of chance, but it's a matter of choice. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.